Tonight's headlines: Commission on Appointments okays AFP Chief's nomination as top general. Sotto tells Duque, hire a good lawyer. Pinoys only 50% compliant with minimum health standards. Coronavirus cases in the country now at 226,440. Court orders early release of Pemberton. Habagat to prevail over Metro Manila. PSEi in fifth straight day of decline. And San Miguel Corporation to prioritize hiring of locals for Bulacan Airport construction. Good evening. Today is Wednesday, September 2, 2020. I am Elmer Navarro Manuel and this is Tribune News on Q. Here are the stories for this evening. The Commission on Appointments on Wednesday approved the nomination of Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Gilbert Gapay as 4-star general and the appointment of 29 other officials. The CA endorsed Gapay's promotion after the AFP Chief of Staff clarified that the military has no intention to curtail the right to free speech when he earlier pushed for the regulation of social media in the country. The AFP chief also answered queries about his position on Chinese incursions into Philippine waters, the recent twin bombings in Sulu, and the slay of 4 soldiers in Jolo. Senator Panfilo Lacson described Gapay, a fellow alumnus of the Philippine Military Academy, as the top graduate of the Sinagtala class of 1986. Senator Aquilino Pimentel III, Gapay's schoolmate at the Ateneo de Manila University, also lauded the AFP Chief of Staff for his numerous contributions throughout his military career. Gapay also left a legacy in the Philippine Army by establishing the Army Mental Health Center, the senator said. Gapay was Army Commanding General before his appointment as military chief. Senate President Vicente Sotto III on Wednesday advised Health Secretary Francisco Duque III to hire a good lawyer, saying it was impossible for him to prove that he is unaware of alleged anomalies at the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation. Sotto gave the statement a day after Duque, who also chairs the PhilHealth Board, maintained that he had nothing to do with the illegal disbursement of COVID-19 funds to dialysis centers, as alleged under the Senate Committee of the Whole's report on the supposed corruption at the state health insurer. The Senate President added that the board's chair leads the direction and agenda of every meeting, and if Duque insists that he was not aware of the irregular release of funds, then he is practically admitting guilt to negligence. The Senate Committee of the Whole earlier recommended the filing of graft and malversation charges against Duque, resigned PhilHealth President Ricardo Morales, and other executives of the state-run insurance firm after they allegedly authorized the release of COVID-19 funds to health facilities not catering to coronavirus patients. At least 17 senators earlier signed a board resolution urging Duque to step down as health chief, saying he has failed to address the spread of COVID-19 in the Philippines, which now has the highest number of coronavirus cases in Southeast Asia. Department of the Interior and Local Government Undersecretary Jonathan Malaya said on Wednesday that the public scored only 50% when it came to compliance with the minimum health standards against COVID-19. Citing a report from the National Economic and Development Authority, Malaya noted that the minimum health standards include the wearing of face masks, physical distancing, and disinfection. Contact tracing czar and Baguio City Mayor Benjamin Magalong attributed the non-compliance of Filipinos to human behavior, saying that it would take time to Filipinos to adjust to the new normal. Magalong said that penalties and punishment should be used to improve compliance rates. President Rodrigo Duterte earlier announced that Metro Manila, Bulacan, and Batangas will stay under general community quarantine. He also said the cities of Bacolod and Tacloban will be under GCQ. Iligan, meanwhile, had been placed under a stricter modified enhanced community quarantine from September 1 to 30. Malaya, meantime, said that these areas can be allowed to shift to a more relaxed modified GCQ if the public reaches at least 80% of compliance with the minimum health standards. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Ang Philippine Offshore Gaming Operators o POGO ay isang legitimate business entity na nagbibigay serbisyo sa offshore gaming para lamang sa mga manlalarong nasa abroad sa pamamagitan ng internet. Ang mga serbisyong handog nito ay katulad ng casino games at sports betting na pwedeng laruin kahit wala sa casino. Sa Pilipinas, walang POGO operators. Tanging POGO service providers lamang dahil nagaganap ang mga laro sa labas ng bansa.
The Department of Health reported 2,218 confirmed cases of the coronavirus disease on Wednesday to bring the total number of infections in the country to 226,440, and the active cases now stands at 64,207. Of today's cases, 1,163 are from the National Capital Region, while 112 are from Laguna, 107 from Cebu, 82 from Iloilo, and 81 from Negros Occidental. The data is from 102 out of 110 operational laboratories. The NCR, home to more than 10 million Filipinos, has been the epicenter of the COVID-19 outbreak in the Philippines. It is one of the last areas in the country that had to be placed under stricter quarantine measures, and it will remain under general community quarantine until September 30. The number of recoveries, on the other hand, is now at 158,610 after 609 patients recovered from the deadly disease, while the death toll now stands at 3,623 following 27 fatalities recorded. The Health Department also removed 42 duplicate cases from the previous count, including 10 tagged as recovered and 1 death. Since the start of the pandemic, almost 25.8 million people have been infected by the COVID-19 virus, according to the Johns Hopkins University Coronavirus Dashboard. Of those, 857,000 have died and almost 17 million have recovered. In other news, an Olongapo court has ordered the early release of the U.S. Marine convicted for killing a Filipino transgender woman in 2014, citing good conduct. The Olongapo City Regional Trial Court Branch 74 granted Tuesday U.S. Marine Lance Corporal Joseph Pemberton's plea for release after finding he has served beyond his 10-year prison sentence under the good conduct time allowance rule. In an order dated September 1 and released Wednesday, Judge Rolin Hines Habale ordered the Bureau of Corrections to release Pemberton from prison unless if he is being held for some other lawful cause. Pemberton has been held at a facility at Camp Aguinaldo instead of regular prison per provisions of the Visiting Forces Agreement between the Philippines and the United States. By the Olongapo Court's computation, Pemberton has served 2,142 days in detention plus 1,548 days of GCTA grant, or a total of 3,690 days, or just a few days over 10 years, beyond the maximum penalty for homicide. The GCTA law slashes prison time for convicts who show good conduct upon periodic assessment. Last year, it drew controversy as even heinous crimes convicts who are disqualified under the law were granted early release. State Weather Bureau Pagasa on Wednesday said that the southwest monsoon will continue to bring partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers over Metro Manila and the rest of the country. In its 24-hour forecast, the weather agency warned affected residents of possible flash floods or landslides during severe thunderstorms. Pag-asa said the monsoon is affecting northern and central Luzon. Meanwhile, the synoptic station at the Science Garden in Quezon City recorded a minimum temperature of 24.5 Celsius at 6:10 a.m. and a maximum temperature of 32.6 Celsius at 1:50 p.m. At 3 p.m. on Wednesday, Typhoon Maisak, or formerly Huyan, was estimated at 1,370 kilometers north-northeast of extreme northern Luzon, with maximum sustained winds of 150 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 185 kilometers per hour. Sunrise is at 5:44 a.m. and sunset will be at 6:07 p.m. We'll pause for a short break. Stay with us. In business, share prices on the Philippine Stock Exchange continued their losing streak for the fifth straight trading session on Friday amid selling pressure from foreign funds. The bellwether PSEi shed 60.85 points or 1.05% to 5,738.39 at the closing bell, while the broader all shares lost 27.25 points or 0.78% to 3,474.01. Unicapital Securities equity analyst Christopher San Pedro said that the PSEi closed down by 61 points as foreign investors became net sellers, amounting to 1.6 billion value turnover. Data from the PSE showed foreigners sold 3.91 billion pesos worth of shares and bought 2.27 billion pesos for a net selling position of 1.63 billion pesos. The Philippine Statistics Authority is set to announce the results of the latest labor force survey on September 3, while the inflation figures for August will be released on September 4. More than 1.507 billion shares valued at 6.377 billion pesos change hands. Decliners led advancers 111 to 64 and 55 issues were unchanged. And San Miguel Corporation said Wednesday it will prioritize hiring local residents and returning overseas Filipino workers for the construction of its proposed 735 billion peso new Manila International Airport project in Bulacan, Bulacan. In a statement, SMC President and Chief Operating Officer Ramon Ang said the company is set to start training local residents as part of its job creation program for the soon-to-be-built NMIA. Ang noted that being prioritized for initial hiring are local residents of the province, particularly relocatees from Barangay Taliptip, where the airport will be built. The former residents, 60 in all, are set to start their training under the Technical Education Skills Development Authority, which designed courses on skills specific to the needs of the airport's construction, according to the SMC chief. The first batch of 60 residents are set to receive training in courses such as shielded metal arc welding, electrical installation and maintenance, and heavy equipment operations, while courses such as dressmaking and cookery are also on offer for residents that want to be self-employed. Aside from local residents, Ang said SMC will also open employment opportunities to OFWs who have been returning in droves to the country recently due to the uncertain global economic conditions. That wraps up the stories tonight. catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune Digital Edition on Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its Community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarsito emoticons are also available on our Community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join. And before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store for my shirt and jacket this evening. Again, this is Elmer Navarro Manuel and you're watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good night and God bless us all.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win. Your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Good morning, sir. How may I help you?
Bakit kailangan ko pang pumunta sa bangko?
Oo nga naman, sir. Ba't kailangan pang pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.
Bilang bagong mag-asawa, sabay kaming natututo sa buhay.
Sabay rin namin inaaral ng mga bayarin sa bahay.
Kahit kami, nagtaka sa biglang laki ng electricity bill namin. Huwag pong mangambang maputulan. Sinisigurado ng Meralco na walang disconnection hanggang September.
Estimated bills lang ang natanggap natin ng March, April at para sa ilan, May. Dahil sa lockdown, isang tabi to para hindi na maguluhan.
Ang May o June ay actual meter reading na. Kung May nagka-actual reading, ibabawas dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran hanggang 3 buwang konsumo.
Kung estimated reading sa May at June nagka-actual reading, ibabawas din dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran. Hanggang 4 na buwang konsumo, walang labis. Tandaan, kung ano lang na konsumo,
Yun lang ang babayaran.
ako po si Mateo G.
At ako naman po si Sarah G.
G?
G!
that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap, it's a wrap. Just tap the app, now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the ring apps are the in thing, you know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use, mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now.
Download Globe at home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.